Silverstone Circuit is without a doubt one of the most famous racetracks in the world. It's located near the town of Towcester in Northamptonshire, about 70 miles northwest of London. The circuit used to be a Royal Air Force bomber station and was operational between 1943 and 1946. The track was built using the airfield's 3 runways, which to this day outline the border of the present track. After the war, the site was decommissioned by the RAF and abandoned. Maurice Geoghegan lived in a nearby village and in 1947 realized that the site was deserted. He and a few of his friends decided to have a race on the abandoned base. They set up a 2-mile circuit, and during the race, Geoghegan hit a sheep that had wandered onto the new racetrack from a nearby farm. The sheep was killed, and after this event, the race was renamed the Mutton Grand Prix. The following year, the Royal Automobile Club took a lease on the airfield with the intention of building a proper racing circuit. Before the Second World War, the RAC had organized races at Brooklands and Donington Park. However, these 2 circuits were still unusable due to the damage caused by the war. Therefore, the RAC saw the disused bomber station as a perfect location to host large racing events. The first 2 races were held on the runways themselves, with long straights joined by tight hairpins. The circuit was marked out with oil drums and straw bales. The 239-mile race was run over 65 laps and watched by an estimated 100,000 spectators, separated from the racetrack by simple ropes, while race officials were housed in tents along the track. The race was run under the new Formula 1 regulations and was won by Italian driver Luigi Villoresi. For the 1949 International Trophy meeting, it was decided to use the perimeter track. This configuration was used in 1950 for the first ever World Championship Grand Prix and in 1951. From 1952, the British Racing Drivers Club took over the Silverstone Circuit from the RAC, and some improvements were carried out, including a new pit lane location, which was moved from between Abbey and Woodcote to an area between Woodcote and Copse. The circuit didn't change much over the next 20 years, however spectators' facilities were upgraded. In order to further improve the safety of the drivers and the pit lane workers, a second pit lane was built separated from the track. In the 1970s, with average speeds around the track increasing more and more, Woodcote was turned into a slower chicane in an effort to decrease speeds in the sweeping section of the track, where cars had reached speeds of over 150 miles an hour. In 1987, further changes were made in order to reduce the speed of the Formula 1 cars around Woodcote. The farm straight was shortened by the addition of a sharp left-right corner at Bridge. In the early 90s, Beckett's Corner was modified and turned into the legendary high-speed Maggots-Beckett's Chapel sequence, and the runoff area at Copse was widened. In 1995, Abbey and Stowe corners were tightened in order to improve safety in that very fast section of the circuit. In 2010, a new, longer configuration of the Silverstone Circuit was used for the first time. The new track layout featured a new complex of corners known as the Arena layout, between Abbey Corner and Brooklands. In 2011, the pit lane was moved to the straight connecting Club and Abbey corners, making Abbey the new Turn 1. In 2020, the straight between Club and Abbey was renamed the Hamilton Straight. The history of Formula 1 and motorsport in general has been closely linked to the Silverstone Circuit for over 3/4 of a century, and will continue to do so in the future.